For more than a decade, people have been turning away from the crowded malls and to their computers to do their shopping. And in the hunt for bargains, Eric Best helps companies get noticed. Joining me now with his story is Eric Best, founder and CEO of Mercent. Mr. Best, thank you for being with me. You are a veteran internet entrepreneur starting 3 different companies. How did you get your start?
Well, going back to the beginning, as an undergraduate, I had the fortune of a business professor took me under his wing, and I had the opportunity to go work on various projects at Microsoft for the first few years of my career right out of college. And there had the opportunity to observe Microsoft in terms of strategic planning, product prioritization, and really technology development.
And one of the companies you helped launch was bought by Amazon.com, one of your former employers, and you actually helped negotiate the deal. What was that like for you?
It was interesting. I think the most important element there was the interpersonal connections that I had with employees of Amazon within the Seattle community. You know, timing and luck are everything, I guess, but we had positioned our company the right way, and through a variety of independent relationships that we had there, sponsorships with Amazon employees, we were introduced to the strategic mergers and acquisitions team and ended up selling the company, of course, to Amazon in 1999.
Well, things are a lot different than 1999. As the CEO of a technology company, how do you stay on the cutting edge?
Well, things are different, and then in some ways they're not so different. You know, it's interesting to look at the macroeconomic situation that we're in. In many ways, it's not so different to the time frame that in which I was an Amazon employee back in 2000, 2001. And I guess the important thing that I would advise entrepreneurs and small business owners is that a downturn like today's economy is really an opportunity to get out ahead of the curve, establish a new product, innovate in terms of new technology, and position yourself for growth when a recovery occurs.
Before the internet, you worked in immunology research. So what was that transition like?
You know, it's interesting. In a lot of ways, software and biotech are very similar industries. You have a lot of complex systems at work. There's a lot of a very rapid pace of innovation. I think the thing that drew me to software, other than, again, these opportunities that presented themselves at key moments in my career development, was that, at least in my case, where we're dealing with e-commerce, we're dealing with the retail industry, that pace is even more aggressive in software than it is in biotech. We don't have a 7-year product life cycle where, you know, we're submitting our technology to the FDA for approval. And so it's really an immediate gratification type of job.
Well, there's a lot of aspiring leaders out there. If you were to give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
You know, actually, I'll say 2 things. One, I mentioned already, which is this, the importance of sponsorships. Whether it's personal mentors in your life, on your board, and your advisory board, or whether it's corporate sponsors in the form of strategic partners. These are the individuals and companies that can introduce you to new markets. They can introduce you to customers, paying customers, revenue opportunities. You should definitely take advantage of folks who have been there before or have the scale to help you grow your business. And the second point I would make, which is particularly close to home in terms of my role with Mercent today, is that the way that you promote your business today is fundamentally different than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I would encourage any business operator to look at the way that they're promoting their business and begin asking themselves questions like, how do I reach my customer through an iPhone? How do I reach my customer through a set-top box with the advent of IPTV and on-demand television? How do I reach my customer through a web browser? You're either an expert in those emerging technologies, or you need to surround yourself with solution providers that can provide that expertise.
All great advice. Eric Best, CEO of Mercent, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Jill.